We just got over to Seebeck Bay. We're at the marina. Go check out what the water looks like and suit up. This is my least favorite part. There we go. I went down for a dive. That was maybe 20 feet, first dive of the day. As soon as I got down to the bottom, didn't feel like I had a problem equalizing, but man, sharp pain in my sinuses. So came back up, pain went away. Had a little bit of a sinus congestion thing going on the last week, but that is proof to me that I gotta wait another day or two before my next dive. Might try one more. Throw my gloves back on and we'll get back in.
Oh, it was a beautiful dive. Saw lots of little red rock crabs, no dungeons today, but also spotted a couple of California sea cucumbers, or I just call them big reds. These are great. They are delicious, but in this area, you're not allowed to harvest them. I don't see a ton of fish in this spot usually, but now that it's starting to get a little bit warmer, I'm seeing more and more of these, schools of bait fish around, which is awesome because it brings in, lots of otters and seals, and I haven't seen sea lions around here yet, but I'm sure they'll come through. Just a matter of time. So right off this pillar, I was just kind of using my glove to scrape some of the barnacles down, and the fish were loving it. I noticed that they were feeding on it, so I did that so more of them would come and group around. It's a little moon jelly. Beautiful. Now here's a red rock crab that I found. This one is protecting its mate. As I, come in close, it's like, what the freak, get away from me. Pretty fun to see. I always love seeing these giant sea stars because for the longest time in this area they were gone. They got wiped out. Here's a couple of little sculpins I found just hiding in a rotted tree, and of course a little red rock crab. Here's another little sculpin taking off. Once I finished up with the dive, I like to clean my suit out by going in and dunking myself in the water. But man, it is cold. It takes a minute for me to build up the courage to dunk in the cold water.
So I just finished cleaning off gear. Made myself a little bit of cereal, post-dive snack. I was only in the water about an hour or so, but I'm always hungry when I get out of the water. And growing up, my parents put us on swim team, my siblings and I. And I don't know what it was, but that was always the thing the coaches told us. They were like, once you get out of the pool, you're gonna be so hungry. Get home and tell your parents that you need to have a bowl of cereal. And so I think like Pavlov's dogs, it's programmed into my brain. When I get out of the water, it's time for cereal.
I saw that while I was in the water, I missed some phone calls. So I need to get back to those. And I had some equipment show up in the mail, so I'm going to experiment with that a little bit before I can take off. But I'm going to take a minute, enjoy my cereal, and then get back to it.
I had an ATEM Mini show up in the mail, so I set it up with my teleprompter and tablet. This is what it looks like when I'm on the phone with a client. This is what they can see. I still need to tweak in the background and actually, kind of make it look how I want to, look more professional. But for a first test, I know I was happy with this. I have my Rode NTG3 going into the Blackmagic 4K as well, so good audio. This is me showing my Tilta Nucleus Nano and a reference monitor. I have a little Aperture MC on top of it for an eye light. But after I got done messing with that, I got on the road and headed to the mountains for the night. I met up with some buddies and we just enjoyed the Olympics on one side, Cascades on the other. See Rainier from there. The next morning, made our way to Cushman and then did some hiking at Staircase in the national park. It was beautiful. So this is a few days later. I had a boat job come in. A buddy called me, so I set up the big camera housing. I wasn't sure exactly that I would need it. I can do most things on the GoPro, but it's still relatively new to me. I've had it less than a year. As many times as I can break it down and set it up, get it out in the water and practice with it, the better. It's me cleaning and greasing the main O-ring. I already did the port side earlier. So part of it is I have to click the little pressure sensor on the inside, and then I have like 90 seconds to get the seal down and pump out as much air as I can. It tells me when I'm good. I can tighten the rest of them, and then go through my menus, check all my buttons, check my follow, focus, check my zoom control, and then I know I'm good. On my little hookah device, I have an air intake. So just a little chimney, little spouts on it so water doesn't pour down into the box. But its little mounting section seems to have busted. This goes underneath the hood, and then this threads from the top of the hood. It creates a little area for our intake to sit into. It looks just like that. So I'm gonna quickly go and see if I have another fitting that would work. It was a good dive. I wasn't in the water too long. The water was gorgeous today. It was like, I don't even know, 15-foot viz, which is pretty good for around here. Ben's a really cool guy, the boat owner. I actually met him at the marina one day. I was out there diving with a buddy, and I brought my big camera. He spotted me from the road, pulled up beside us, and he goes, "Hey, you guys diving out here today?" We're all like wetsuits and holding our big fins and stuff. Yeah, we're diving today. He's like, "Are you certified divers?" Like, no, we're not certified. We're not doing scuba, we're free diving. Well, you clean boats? And that's how our friendship started. When I first cleaned his boat, he texted me the next day. He said, "We got the boat up to 21 knots today, or 21 miles an hour today. It has never gone that fast, ever." See, he had been struggling with his RPM. It was just revving like crazy. When I first cleaned his boat, that sorted out his RPM issue and brought up his top speed quite a bit. But then the other day he texted me, and but basically he wanted me to dive on the boat and clean out a couple of the intake holes for the engine. I had to do some Googles, and then, you know, when I got there, we went into the boat. He showed me where they were going through the hole, and then, you know, I went underneath and found them, and it didn't take me too long. Hopefully that solves this issue. That would be fantastic.
Just got home. I had to get a bowl of cereal. Exactly what I needed. Enjoy some cereal. And then I've got to clean this gear up. All my dive stuff. Rinse it out and get it ready for next time.
I mean, it's just hard to be in the water in the Pacific Northwest. Like, sure, it's cold. I've got to wear a suit, but especially here in Hood Canal, you see the Olympic Mountains in the background, and like the water is beautiful, like this aquamarine, beautiful color, tons of fish around. The bottom is covered in sea cucumbers and like crab, and dude, it's just gorgeous. And then we have otters come through there, and seals, and dolphins, and sometimes orcas. There's a gray whale in Bremerton right now. It's like, I can't believe how gorgeous this place is that I live in. And just what an honor it is to be here. It's pretty rad. It's always a good day in the water. I think. It's gotta be always a good day in the water.
But that's probably where I'm gonna wrap it up for this vlog type of thing. I think this is the way I'm gonna do it. Just cell phone. Maybe I'll add a lav mic from time to time, and if there's no interest, if people just aren't really watching it and whatever, I'll just do it for as long as it's entertaining to me.
I basically do a kind of a vlog on Snapchat, so figured might as well bring it over to YouTube. But I think that's it.
Some good cereal!